Darcy.
And I'm Mark.
And this is Showtime Shenanigans.
Yo.
How's it going, my dear?
It's going terrific, darling.
I'm so glad.
How's it going, lad?
Well, we've had a bit of a stress of setting up today's situation. We're ready to go. I have a stripe in my hair. I look like Anna from Frozen. All is good in the world.
Love that.
We have a special guest up here on my bookshelf. If anyone's watching, I'm just going to show you quickly. So basically, for Christmas, I got Mark and I. Oh, my hair's been messed up. I got Mark and I Fabby Dabby dolls of us at Les Mis with our Haagen-Dazs and the Les Mis program. Aren't they adorable? So Mark just said, put them in the background because today's episode is
our front of house episode.
I'm so glad you got my eye memo there. It was like, please say it because I'm not.
So today we are going to be talking about all things front of house, as much as we can talk about front of house stuff.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to spill any real steamy tea. I've also realised we have a Facebook page now, and I realised I'm friends with so many people from Les Mis on Facebook. The actual show, the cast, and I sent my invitation out to everyone.
Oh no! Oh my god! Yes, I set up a Facebook page, a few weeks ago when this episode comes out, and yeah, when you set it, because I set it up, I did it and then made Mark an admin, and when you set it up, it says invite people to your page, and I was just like, yes, all 890 of my friends or whatever, because why the hell not? Everyone does it to me. I might as well do it to them. Oh my god, I didn't think about that. I've got Harry Apps on Facebook. Oh no, that's not good. That's really embarrassing. Oh, can I delete the record? Oh no.
It's been way too long now, boo.
Oh dear, that's really embarrassing. Anyway, front of house episode. We've been wanting to do this since season 1. It was one of our original plans I did on the list. I'm really salivaries today. I'm really sorry.
Nasty. But someone requested it last week. Well, for our Q&A.
Iconic friend Ellie.
So we thought it's about time we actually do it.
Yeah.
Because the main reason we didn't do it last time is we didn't know when we're going back. But now we're unemployed. We don't have a job with them, so we can just spill all the tea, even though we really want to go back when we open again.
We're not going to say anything that we think will actually get us fired, even though we're not employed. But you know what I mean.
They're just a blacklist of people not to re-employ.
Yeah, it's like DMT's blacklist. We're not going to be hired by them ever again. It's fine. We'll go over to Lloyd Webber. Fine. No. I will take a job from anyone. Anyway, desperate side of me aside. What do you want to do? Do you want to do the segments first? Do you want to do the segments in the middle? What's the situation?
I feel like we should do segmentes first.
Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry. I clap. I'm really sorry.
That wasn't a bad clap. It wasn't a clap I did earlier. It was proper a slap.
It was a good clap on my end.
Well, we'll see. I'll listen back to the audio later on. I'll let you know.
Great. Fabulous. Okay, so
as you can tell, we ditched the headphones and the microphones because it just didn't work out.
Bad. The microphone and headphone situation is a good setup, but the mic, I think, is just not good enough. Yeah. We tried it out. It looked cool. I might just wear it for the memes. But we're not continuing with the microphone situation. Can everyone not be messaging me when I no messages all day? As soon as we're doing this, I get all the messages in the world. Well, that's lonely for you.
A plane's about to arrive, but it's chill.
Ooh. Okay, so segments. Here we go. Key change of the week. I feel like I need an actual tune that I sing that, because every week it's a different tune.
Key change of the week.
Key change of the week. Okay. Anyway, Harry Apps might be watching, so I need to keep my cool now, just in case. Okay.
And also our manager might be watching.
Hi, Laura. How you doing? Yeah, forgot I had her on Facebook until she liked the page. That's embarrassing. Anyway, key change of the week is Get Out and Stay Out from 9 to 5. I've been having a little reminisce recently about 9 to 5 and Mamma Mia and all like the best shows, basically. Just getting emotional.
Or like the cheesy shows.
They're not cheesy.
No, but they're not.
They're cheesy in a good way. It's like good cheese.
Yeah.
Like gorgonzola. Not that kind of situation.
I was going to say.
We're talking like good mature cheddar.
Rather like a Red Leicester. I'm joking.
No, not Red Leicester. Anyway. Get Out and Stay Out. Pretty epic song. It's Judy. Mark?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is Judy.
Just checking. I've only seen it once, so.
It's definitely J Block, and I was like, wait, no, Judy.
No, character name. Judy's like big, belty number, and it's just pretty great. So it's like after she has the little bridge in the middle, and it's really like tinkly and yeah, like it samples 9 to 5.
Does it?
Wait, maybe it doesn't. It sounds like that middle bit doesn't sound like the rest of the song. It sounds like it samples another song in the show.
Anyway, not important to the story.
But anyway, it is. The bridge is great. But anyway, it's like this slow, tinkly bit, and then she's like, da 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 do 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 do, and then goes, I'm not gonna do that. Don't want to deafen everyone. But she just does this big old belt, and that's the key change, and it's just so good. I feel like I need to watch the film.
Oh, it's a great film.
I have seen it, but I mean, I need to watch it again. I need to get it on DVD. I had to find it online recently, and it's not good quality. Not good quality at all. Anyway, fact of the week, Mark?
Yes. So, today's fact is about the icon, the legend, the mythical Julie Andrews.
The mythical? She's not a unicorn.
She is to me.
Okay.
I do not know.
Fabulous. I've got an itch.
What? The rain coming down hard.
Oh, it stopped here. I can't hear it. And I can't really hear it on yours either, so it's
well, that's good. It's just about to come through the roof, so that's great. Anyway. So, as some of you might know, Julie Andrews, the legend, was in the film The Sound of Music.
Oh, yeah.
Throughout doing the film, she met the real Maria von Trapp.
There you go.
Von Trapp. And because obviously The Sound of Music is based on a real story. If you didn't know, real story, real people, real humans.
I actually didn't know that.
Oh.
I know the war was real, but I didn't know, like, obviously, I didn't know that it was actually a real story, like real characters. So that's a fact.
Obviously, there's many artistic licenses taken.
Yeah.
But there is a real Maria von Trapp.
Mm.
Although instead of being 7 von Trapp children, there's actually 10.
Oh my god!
But
good lord!
It's all good. Anyway, but that's not the fact. The fact is that Julie Andrews and Maria von Trapp yodeled together. They met, and there's a video of them yodeling together.
Stop it!
Iconic.
There's a video?
Yeah.
Remind me to Google that one.
I will.
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. I'm feeling I'm a little bit like bunged up, and I don't know what.
We've already spoken about this. Come on, quick.
No, I think I've lost it. Oh, I'm wiggling. Oh, I'm so sorry. What?
Nothing.
Okay, you looked at me weird. I didn't know what to do.
Right. Very high, so I was like, oh god.
I can't get the angles right. I want to slouch, but it makes me small, like down here.
That's fine.
And if I get up properly, I'm like out of shot.
Down.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so this week's Actor of the Hour, our new segment, very exciting, is Julie Andrews, which is why Mark gave us that fact as a little segue.
We should have done other way around. We should have done act of the hour, then fun fact, and then
We should have. Oh well, we've done it now. And I've just realised I spelled professional wrong in the book, so that's great. So, Julie Andrews, back in whatever year it is, I don't actually know. She's been around forever. She did her training at Cone Ripman School, which is now Arts Ed.
Love that.
Yeah. And she also did singing I've already messed up. Singing lessons with Madame Lillian Stiles Allen. Woo! Okay. So basically her mum and her stepdad were like performers. And they used to do like small shows. Not like, I think they did like their own show. So she started performing with them when she was quite young, just like spontaneously. They'd like get her on and be like, here's our daughter. So that's kind of her introduction to theatre. And her professional debut was in a show called Starlight Roof, which was at the Hippodrome. And then her West End debut was, now, I mean, this is a word. I don't know if I can say it, but we're going to go with it. Princess Badroulbadour. Maybe. In Aladdin, anyway. Her professional debut was in Aladdin. Her West End debut, sorry. Oh, Jesus, it's all going wrong. Okay, so now this is my favourite thing. When I tell you this is legit, I'm gonna die. So, theatre roles include... This is so good. The egg in Humpty Dumpty. Yes, nailed it. Absolutely nailed it.
That's all you want.
That's what I would audition for sure. Sorry. Polly Brown in The Boyfriend on Broadway, just so you know. Eliza Doolittle in the original My Fair Lady on Broadway, which I will come back to at a later point because there is something about that. And Queen Guinevere in Camelot. And then she's done so many films. I think she's more famously known for her films, but obviously a lot of film actors, especially in musical films, start off in theatre or transition to theatre. So film roles include Mary Poppins, obviously, Disney's Mary Poppins, Emily Barham in the Americanization of Emily, Maria in The Sound of Music, obviously, Millie in Thoroughly Modern Millie, which I did not know because I haven't seen it, because I am trash. Gillian Fairchild in That's Life, and Queen Clarice in The Princess Diaries. Such good films, honestly. Iconic. So.
She's also Shrek.
Isn't she? She is in Shrek. I forgot about that. She's the queen.
Yes. Fiona's mum.
That's the one. I don't know her name. I just know as the queen.
Yeah.
So, fun fact, she has been in 2 of Hollywood's most expensive flops, which called Star and Darling Lily, which is great. I'm going to quickly, so I made the mistake of being like, I know what'd be interesting. Let's write down every single award she's ever won. Didn't realise how many it was. We're going to quickly whiz through these. No interruptions, okay? We're going to whiz. So, she won an Oscar for Mary Poppins. She won Golden Globes for Victor Victoria, World Film Favourite, Henrietta Award, The Sound of Music, and Mary Poppins. She won an Emmy for Broadway the American Musical and the Julie Andrews. She won a BAFTA for Outstanding British Contribution to Cinema and Mary Poppins, you know. Cine Euphoria Awards. She just got one for her career. It was an honorary award, being like, great career, well done. She won David D. Donatello Awards for Victor Victoria and The Sound of Music. She won a Gold Derby, which was just the Life Achievement Award, bro. She's won a Grammy. She's won 2 Grammys, my bad. No, 3. Julie Andrews' collection of poems, songs, and lullabies. And Mary Poppins, that's 2. I can count, well done. She's won a Hasty Pudding Theatrical Award. She just got Woman of the Year, which, I mean, iconic. Kansas City Film Critics Circle for Victor Victoria. Las Vegas Film Critics Society Lifetime Achievement Award. Brilliant. Laurel Awards for Female Star, which I think isn't a film, I think just female star. And then for Thoroughly Modern Millie, Sound of Music, and Mary Poppins. Online Film Critics Society, she got Lifetime Achievement Award, legend. San Sebastian International Film Festival, another Lifetime Achievement Award. Screen Actors Guild Award, Lifetime Achievement, brill. The Kennedy Center Honors, she got a Kennedy Center Honor. Who would have guessed that? Venice Film Festival, she got a Korea Golden Lion. How exciting. And Woman in Film, Crystal, she got the Crystal Award. Oh, that felt like so many more when I was writing it out.
Andrews.
Huh?
For you and to Julie Andrews, well done.
For sure. Ooh, that felt like so many when I was writing it out, but it literally, like, not even 2 pages worth.
Quite a few.
I mean, it's a lot of awards. I mean, when I was writing it out, it took so long. And I've just read it, like, quickly. Anyway, so, in 1997, Julie Andrews had to have surgery to remove a non-cancerous, thank God, nodules from her throat, which caused permanent damage that destroyed the purity of her singing voice and gave her a rasp in her general speaking voice. So she can't really sing anymore.
She can't do her Mary Poppins, her Maria. She can't do any of those anymore, unfortunately.
Which I think is why she's done a lot more like film, just general film, in the 2000s.
Yeah, and for those of you who might have eagle-eared or eyed, you might have realised she's in Bridgerton. Well, you won't have seen her, but she's in Bridgerton, and she voices the character of.
She's like a great
Lady Whistledown. Whistledown.
Whistledown.
Just the way she said it. She's like whistle.
I mean, she's posh as so.
She's posh as P.S.
Okay, anyway, 1979, she was awarded a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Well deserved, mate. In 2000, she was made a dame, rightly so, thank you, by Queen Elizabeth II for services to the performing arts, and that is all I have. Thank you. Woo! So that's Julie Andrews in a short little nutshell. Oh, wait, did I not write the fun fact? Oh, basically, sorry, one more thing. So she played Eliza Doolittle, obviously on Broadway, and then she was considered for the film, but they chose Audrey Hepburn because I think it was because she already had an Oscar, so they were like, oh, she's more well known, she's gonna bring in the audience. I mean, they both would have been great, but I mean, Audrey Hepburn is iconic in that film. So, but yeah, that's another fun fact. I don't know why I didn't write it down. That's weird. Should we get cracking?
Let's get cracking.
Okay, so we're gonna get started. The first thing I want to do a general explain quickly of our situation so that some of these stories make sense. So basically, Mark and I live far away. We drive about 40 minutes to the train station because it's cheaper train ticket there. We go up on the train to Victoria, and then we would get the tube from Victoria to Green Park, and then walk from Green Park to Piccadilly because it's shorter. It's basically like it's worth doing rather than changing and walking through like 10 miles of underground to get on the Piccadilly line. So that is what we would do.
I still hate that you're right, but yeah.
You what?
I still hate that you're right, but yeah.
Haha, yes, he didn't believe me for a while, and I was like, look, there is no point us walking underneath in the underground from Piccadilly, like to go to Green Park and then changing tubes. We might as well just walk down to Green Park. That is the situation I just wanted to explain. On the way home, we would run from stage door at the theatre, run to Green Park, because some nights, only some nights, because if we got out of the building before 10:47, very specific, if we got out before then, we could run to Green Park, get on the tube, get to Victoria, and manage to get the 23:06 train rather than the 23:36, which makes a whole load of difference. Getting home at like before 1 a.m. and 1:30.
Or like Yeah. I mean, we got no get home because it was either get home at 1 o'clock or we got home like 1:45.
Almost 1:45 most nights. Yeah,
Like proper bad.
it's a big difference. And when you've got 2 shows the next day as well, like, you know. So that was our situation. I just wanted to explain briefly for some of the stories. You know our journey and all that. Do you want to go first?
Well, I'm not going to tell a story about the trains for now because we'll a little bit later on when the tea's really getting a spill.
Want to get you? Yeah, no, that's fine. I just wanted to know.
I think my first story is going to have to be about doing lockup.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's the job I did not think would be available to us, or job I even thought about having in the theatre.
Yeah. I didn't know what kind of the overtime situation would be. Like, I didn't
even know there really was overtime. I just thought you kind of just did the show and then went home and that was it.
Yeah, I did. I thought there might be some overtime because most jobs have overtime, but I didn't know what it would be.
Yeah, or if it'd be available for us. So anyway, so there was like about 6 of us.
Yeah, we like rotated.
We took in turns to do who did lockup, and it was me and Lottie were a pair, obviously.
We needed 2 front of house and then the firefighter man.
I mean, you could have done it with 1 person, but it was easier. Anyway.
Yeah.
Here we are.
So you had to have the 2 people.
Huh?
Legally, I think you had to have 2 front of house because you had to have one, or whoever it was, because you had to have them going down at the same time on the levels to make sure carry on.
Not important, but I didn't know that was a job that was available, and it was just kind of really fun to just see behind the stage and actually see like behind the scenes of a theatre. Because weirdly for us, obviously we had Carrie Out Fletcher in the show at Les Mis, so we saw backstage footage and before her walk down, but never would I ever thought in my wildest dreams that I'd ever I know it sounds really sad, but get to walk down
the same stairs,
the corridor, and see things
and the costumes.
Yeah.
Oh, that was epic. Sorry.
In the room, you got a good look at the view room. Or sometimes you just kind of help turn a light off. Or you go in the toilet, you turn the toilet off, and you just make sure there's no the windows are closed and all that.
It was riveting.
It was honestly so much fun. It was great fun. I loved it. So, yeah. Which is really weird, but here we are. Anyway, so we would do that, and sometimes we swap sides. Because one side you kind of have more fun, the other side you're literally gonna wait there.
You're on the radio, can we do it down to the next floor yet, or what's the situation?
It was so but towards when you got to the bottom, you ended up in Wardrobe Village.
Oh,
and that was the best place because there was just costumes upon costumes upon costumes.
It was so cool.
Iconic.
I wish we would have been allowed to take a photo or so cool.
We probably would have been able to, but we definitely shouldn't have, so we definitely didn't.
Yeah, I feel that would be I wouldn't want to risk it.
No, not at all. No.
In case I don't know where the cameras are. I don't want to get told off. That'd be.
But yeah, really cool, and I just really that was one of the parts about working at a theatre I didn't even think about.
Yeah. And wasn't Carrie there one time, Mark?
I'm not going to tell that story because I don't want to start any drama.
There's not drama.
I know, but I don't want to start bragging about my amazing life. So let's just move.
I'll tell it, but not really. Basically, Carrie was there a bit later on her last night before she was leaving, and Mark saw her. She was like, "Hiya." It's probably all the cast are gone, and that's why we're locking up, obviously. To check no one's in the building. If
no one's left behind, you have to be like, "Hi, can you get out?"
Can you leave? Yeah, that's.
We were waiting for her to leave, and she hadn't, so I had to go up and be like,
"Hiya." Okay, shall I go next?
Yes.
So obviously, I told my story about the taxi lady last week. Iconic. So as I previously mentioned, we used to run.
Oh, this story. Is it about the C.H. Fletcher again?
Yeah, it is. It's my favourite thing. So we used to run from stage door at the Sondheim. So I don't really know road names. Basically, so we'd run behind the building, and then you'd kind of cross over, and you'd get to where the Apollo, not Apollo Victoria, the Apollo Theatre was, and you'd run through, like, down that back road past their stage door, and then there was this little, like, light trail with, like, all these pretty lights in the trees and stuff.
And you'd run past
yeah, then you get to Piccadilly Theatre, you'd cross over all the middle bits, and you'd run down to Green Park Station, like down one straight road. That was our system. That was the route. The one time we were like, right, let's go. We were running, and we got to where the pretty lights are. Anyone that, like, knows kind of Theatreland, you know the lights. It's like people take photos there. It's not the archway lights, though. I'm yet to see those.
I
Just
found you.
I don't know where that is.
London.
Oh. Anyway, so we just got to that bit, and all of a sudden I was like, Mark is not running next to me. What the hell? Where's he gone? So I turned around and I was like, Mark, what are you doing? And
someone shouted up the road, like, Mark.
I literally was like, Mark, what are you doing? Gonna miss the train. So I, like, stopped and was, like, walking, because he was walking. I was like, Mark, come on, gal, get it together. And then he, like, sprinted. He, like, started running again. I was like, brilliant. And then and then I just heard from behind me, I just heard, yes, you run for that train, girl, or something like that. You go, girl, you run for that train, something like that. And I was like, thanks. I was like, great, brilliant. And then Mark later told me on the tube that it was Carrie and her friend Scott Page, and Carrie
I wasn't
just
running past them because I didn't want to have, like, a weird.
That's why he stopped running, because
was like,
who it was. She was wearing her iconic coat, like, I should have realised, you know? But no, I didn't. I just was running. I was in the zone. I was ready. I was like, I need to get that 23:06. Did we get the train?
No, we didn't. Because we got Burger King instead. It was our own fault.
We gave up after that. No, I'm joking. We probably got
the train. We were all gold and we were dandy. But we smelt Burger King and we were like, well, we have to get it. And then we missed the train for like a second and we were like, well, this sucks.
I like that for us, but yes, that's just a memory that, like, it's not even part of the job. It's one of the things that made the job for us, was the sprinting to the station. Like, it's something that we will always be like, oh yeah, do you remember when we used to literally run to the train station every day? Nearer the end, we used to pretty much do it every day. Like, we were good.
Cardio.
It was good. I was well fit. Like,
we used to do Burger King every day, but we're losing the weight straight away anyway, so it's all dandy.
We did Burger King every day. We would have got it if we had more money. But yeah, it's just something I will always remember. Carrie told me that I should run for that train. Just, if I'd have known, I am mortified.
Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, another little story, little nugget. I don't know what, I've got so many stories to tell. This is the problem. I want like to tell interesting ones, because there are so many things that came to my mind, but they're not like all like crazy interesting to like viewers. But
people want to know what is actually happening.
This story is something we shouldn't have been doing, but we definitely all did.
Oh god, what have we done?
We'd have the screen on, so that there was a screen of like a live playing of the show. So if there was any latecomers or any people around the theatre, they knew which part of the show we're at, and if they're latecomers or they came out, they could watch the show and then go in at the suitable times.
Yeah.
I've got a story about latecomers coming on later on. It's all good fun.
Latecomers.
Anyway, so the latecomer screen, we'd all like kind of, there's the bench and we'd all sit there. Not everyone on that level would sit there.
Yeah.
And sometimes, depending on what kind of day we're feeling, who was on stage, what was going on, sometimes we kind of listen to the 2, 4, 6, 0.
Yeah.
I've judged on a scale of 1 to 10 how it was, because some days you had a good like 9 and some days you had a really bad like -4. It was just
one of those days where you just don't quite hit it and you're like, oh.
Depending on who was on, sometimes it was even worse.
Yeah, it's one of those notes, isn't it? It's just one of those notes that, you know, you could be the best actor in the world. I'm sure Alfie Boe has hit that note a few times in a bit of a dodgy place and he's like, oh, well,
here we go. 2, 4, 6, 7. Whoa.
You know what? It's when John Robbins like transitioned from fully belting it out at the start of the run, and literally by the end of the 3 months that we were there,
it was before we actually opened. He was like, "Yeah, I can't."
He was like, "I'm not doing that every day."
2, 4, 6. What?
He would falsetto it instead of like belting it, because it just, bless him. It must be hard.
Yeah.
He must dread it more than bring him home.
Bring him home so easy. I mean, it's not, but like it is compared to like 2, 4, 6.
Yeah, at least you got the whole song to like redeem yourself if you do a bum note. 2, 4, 6, 0, 1 is like done and dusted in 2 seconds.
Literally.
But we wouldn't judge and be like, oh, they're terrible. It would just be more of like, oh, we've got an understudy, let's see how they compare, sort of thing.
Or we'd like do 2, 4, 6, 7.
Lip sync as well. That was great fun.
Or then sometimes we change the lyrics to make them a bit funner. I'm not going to go into details, but like
when you've seen a show 88 times, or if you're Mark 90 times, it gets a lot. You have to change it up for yourself.
It's not even that. It's just someone would say something. They would just like in the head, they'll just hear a different lyric and they would say it, and then that's I can't hear the song any other way now.
Yes, some of them were slightly rude. Anyway, moving on. How are we for time, by the way, Mark?
We're doing dandy.
Because I don't know what is going on. Okay, brilliant.
I'll do some signals if you chat.
Okay. The next two, there's two that are like related and they're quite short, so I'm doing them together. So the mine are just not about the job. It's just like the behind the scenes of the job. I'm getting there. So 2 moments that are very special to me and Mark and I, sorry, correct English over here. Our train journeys. Now, I mean, we had some people.
Okay. With how this story.
The first situation is this. Tuesday evening. Picture the scene. Tuesday evening, 11:30 at night.
Come on. We need proper. It was Tuesday evening. It was dark.
Was a dark Tuesday evening in the middle of January. No, I'm joking.
It was there.
So, I mean, it was, yeah. 11:30 or maybe like 11:45, whatever. And we were sitting in a 4, and there was a like a 2 behind us, and then like next to them there was a 4, so it was like diagonally behind us there was another 4, basically is what I'm trying to get at. And there were some people that got on. I think they got on at Clapham Junction and they got off at East Croydon. So not a particularly long journey for them, but it is a bit of a journey between those 2 stations. Like, it's not 5 minutes or 2 minutes like it is from Victoria to Clapham. It's like, good solid 15 minutes. And they were loud and chatting and singing, and one of them had a pint glass and was banging it on the table. And I was like, okay, calm it.
Pint glass?
Mate, I'm still triggered by the wine glass. And sorry, I'm just trying to sort out my charger. And I mean,
now that I've been sorting your life out. Anyway, carry on, please.
They were being very loud, and I put up with it for like 8 minutes, I'm gonna say. And then I was like, do you know what? I'm so tired, and this is doing my head in. So eventually, and I could tell people around, like some people would move carriages, like we would have, but we were exhausted and we were cozy and we were there first, okay? No, so I just stood up and I like kind of went over to their table, like didn't make a scene, I just was quiet, went over to them rather than shouting it from, and I was like, hi, I was just going to ask, could you maybe be a little bit quieter, just because me and my friend, we've had a long day at work, like we are tired. I just was wondering if you could maybe keep the noise down just a little tiny bit. Not saying don't enjoy yourself, because and they were like, oh yeah, that's fine. And they were a little bit rough, I'm gonna say, and they might have been drinking. Definitely have been drinking, actually, now I think about something later that they said. And they were like, yeah, that's fine. I'm not even joking. The second I sat down, it was like they thought I couldn't hear them. And they were like, oh, she's so on her high horse. And we're not even being that loud. And they also were like, we're trying to enjoy ourselves. It's a Friday night. I was like, mate, it's Tuesday.
And they were adults behave, and you were like, we're also adults. This is not how we behave.
But when they said, like, they kept repeating, they were like, we're not even being that loud, shouting down the train. We're not even being that loud. I just turned around. I was like, are you joking? That's where it all went wrong.
Oh God. My mum was calling. So sorry about that. My mum rang me. Here we are. Anyway.
Anywho.
So we were and they were saying, this is how adults behave, and then it's Friday evening, and we were like, no, it's Tuesday, and this is not how adults behave, because clearly no one around you is behaving the way you are behaving.
Yeah.
Anyway,
when they said, oh, all right.
No, hun, come on, we've been in the story for a good 5 minutes already. Let's speed up.
Yes, I know. I was getting there, mate. Right. So when they said, we're not even being that loud, I was like, are you joking? And then we got into a fight. And they said, this is how adults behave. And I was like, no adult behaves like this. I am an adult.
I am.
Oh, you, but I am an adult. And I said, what did I say? I said something and they were livid. They were like, oh, what was it? I have it in my notes on this phone and I can't check. Gutted.
But it was like a great bet.
It was drama. They called us the C word. They whipped Mark with their charger. And then, they got off.
Stood next to us.
And still shouted. And I was like, sat there like, help.
I was literally sat there just like. And then I eventually I had enough because they were having a full on go at you. And I was like, look.
Yeah, Mark didn't really get involved. He kind of just had his hood up. And was I
was like, I'm not getting involved in this. But they kept having a go at you. And I was like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. So I was like, guys, look. Shut the up.
Yeah, you did.
I was like, your point is totally invalid. Like, you're literally just shouting at her for us to be quiet, which is a very reasonable request. It's also the law not playing music on the train because you're playing it very loudly. Like, it's like literally like public laws and rules are like, don't play
loud music.
Or don't do that. Not okay. Don't like, if someone like respect, people.
How an adult would behave.
But I was just kind of like, look, no, stop. And then
they walked past us, and then we didn't know when
off because it's way before he's called it, and I was like, if they're gonna be stood next to us the whole time.
Yeah, getting off at Three Bridges.
I'm gonna get off at Gatwick Airport. I'm done.
Changed. Yeah, they stood because we were right next to where the doors were, so they stood in that like middle bit, and then they like whipped Mark with their charger. I think it was an accident, but still, I was like, excuse me.
They just weren't good people, and they just really wanted to just have no real reason.
I just remembered. I said to them, I was like, if you're a decent human being, you would not be calling me those things or whatever. And they were like, we are decent human beings. And I was like, but you're not though. This is the situation. And then the other train story was there were some girls that diagonally opposite us again, and there were some guys that like directly next to us in the other 4 seat, and they were like being a bit loud but like chill.
The 2 guys were also in like full-on suits as well. They were
like posh, and we were on our way back. I was wearing my dungarees, I was reading my book, I was like living my best life. They were being loud but just like chatting. It wasn't like a drama like the other one, so I wasn't going to be like, can you shut up, because it wasn't really affecting me. But they had McDonald's. They had McDonald's, and this one girl just started like flicking the ice cubes out of her drink, and it kept going onto the guys. And at one point I just looked to the side and was like, oh. I didn't say anything, I just looked because obviously it caught my eye that ice cubes were like flying.
Really angry.
Yes, and they got very angry at that, and this one girl was like, do you have a problem or whatever? And I was like, no, I just no, fine. And she was like, oh, look at her, just reading her book thinking she's so important. I was like, it's Elton John's biography, but whatever. I'm joking. And then this is so sad because like I would not want to waste it, but they chucked their burgers at us.
Also, we both really wanted Matthews. We were contemplating getting it on the way home.
There's a drive-through near us. And they chucked their McDonald's burger at us.
They chucked lettuce at me, and I was like,
You said you were like, what the F?
That was another time I swore at a person. It doesn't help your point, but I was just so done. Actually, to be fair, also, you weren't facing them either. You were facing me, and I was facing, like, them, I guess.
No, I was facing them. That's why they saw me look. You were on the other side. I don't know if they knew you were there until you said, what the F? And they was like, oh.
The first time, excuse me, because they flicked like an ice cube at me, and I was like, come
yeah,
on.
and then it was the leftists, and then they fully threw their burgers. Like there was a print on the window of burger stores.
That's when they threw the lettuce, I was like, then I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and then there was a literal burger stores on my dungarees and on the window.
It hit them. It was like.
And that time we did move carriages because we had no idea where they were getting off.
And also, it's not real bad.
It did. It was awful. And needless to say, we were put off McDonald's. We did not go to McDonald's on the way. We were like, it's too triggering. Can't do it. So it's not all fun and games, guys. If you have that kind of a job.
That transport is not the one. However, let's focus on stories from actually the job, rather, because we're talking about front of house stories, not train drama.
Look, it's part of the job, Mark. It is part of the job.
Your job. It's not part of everyone's job, because I have so many other memories and things to talk about from the actual job.
Now on, they are front of house stories. So you go.
Okay. So, let's look at my list. So, just a little fun little. I hope there is so many like little fun things to talk about, like the job of working front of house. But I want to talk about late coming.
Front of house is.
Huh?
Did we even explain what front of house is in case no one knows?
But also, well, actually, just a little fun nugget as well. Me and Lottie had the same job, but our jobs were completely different as well, all at the same time. Like Lottie did most nights where she looked after people that needed help, and I was everything apart from access, really, and bar.
I did the other things as well, but most of the time, because there was only 4 access people, we alternated, and so most of the time I was access.
Yeah, but I did all the other jobs apart from bars and access.
Oh yeah, we didn't get bars, like a completely different people.
Anywho, but that's just a little fun fact about front of house as well. So front of house is you either have to, in our case, because it's different at every theatre.
Mm-hmm. Even same company, weird.
Anyway, so what was I saying? Yeah. So the front of house job, there's like different parts of it. So there's like the tickets, there's the merch selling, there's like doors, there's ice creams, there's
so
everything.
How it works at ours, because it could be relevant, is if you were selling, you sat in the first 10 minutes of the show, and then when the first latecomers point is where people were brought in if they were late, the people that are on ticket swap with you and they sit in for the rest of the show. So it doesn't work like that at every theatre, but that's how it was at our one, and a lot of DMT ones probably were a similar situation. And depending on what door you were on, you did different things as well. You were either completely on doors only, sometimes you went and sat in different places. It was a whole shebang. What is your story?
There must be like latecomers, and just the ability for people to turn up so late and be like, oh, is there not ads?
Not a cinema.
The amount of people that be like, oh, they're not ads here, and I'm like, no. Like, do you not like the fact it blows my mind that people think there are ads at a theatre. And if you're one of the people, what are you doing in your life?
Yeah.
There are not ads. The show starts at the time it says on the ticket.
I can't read my own notes. This is why I'm making weird faces. My bad.
Anyway, so the show starts at the time it says on the ticket. That's just how it is. Anyway, so we had latecomers all the time because that's just how it is. And obviously we had to radio the people inside asking, are these seats free?
Yeah.
Because their seats need to be free so they could go sit in them. And the amount of times they'd be like, oh, the seats aren't free, and I'll be like, brilliant, well, we're going to come in anyway, and the person that's in the seat can move.
No, a lot of the time you'd have to ask the manager and be like, can we move, can we put these people in that seat?
But there are some times where someone actually, it's funny when you're sat inside the theatre, like inside the auditorium, and you check the seats and they see you checking and they're like,
Scoot, they know.
Like, oh, I'm not meant to be here. You're like, really?
You know, when someone's like slightly moved closer to the middle because that seat's free, and they're like, oh, it's closer to the middle, it's a better view. No.
Move.
Don't do that.
Anyway, and the ability for people to turn up literally at the second you take the people down, And you can't make them wait another like 15 minutes. You just have to tell them, just risk. You kind of radio really quickly, like, we just got another latecomer.
You're risking this one because they're not waiting till Master of the House.
Yeah, literally. Well, no, it's till after I Dreamed a Dream.
Oh yeah, my bad.
So it kind of is Master of the House, really, isn't it?
No.
The lovely late.
Hold it. Don't worry. It's fine.
So just give me like little secrets there. Anyway, so the joys of having to tell everyone to turn their phone off, or like don't use their phone as a torch.
Oh, mate.
And so I'm gonna take to the person that's furthest away. They're gonna go at the front.
So sorry.
I'm gonna keep telling the story. You can be in the dark. Cool.
I'm sorry, we have a like situation.
Anyway, so the person that's like nearest the front, I took right at the front of the queue, and the person that's at the back, I left them at the back of the queue. Actually, I didn't. I did it the other way around. The people that are at the back, I had them at the front, and then kind of worked my way down.
Depends what level you're on as well.
So I could be like, "You're here, go, go, go." Yeah, if I was in the stalls, it was the front. The people at the back were at the front of the queue, so I could just kind of work my way down. The worst is when you have people in the front row. Yes.
That's pretty embarrassing. I've done that.
Because then you have to go. Yeah, I had it as well. You have to go down to the front. You literally have to stand against the stage. Everyone can see you, and you have like it's like 15-second like blackout. But most of the time, by the time you got down to the front of the stalls, you were way too late. And it was like the diddle-a-dun, diddle-a-dun. At the end of the day, you have a day older. And it was always just so they said another day older. I was always like, and go.
I'm here. No, I mean, I had that as in I was a latecomer and I was on the front row.
Oh yes, you have.
So one of the 2 times I've ever been late for a show and I was front row at Mamma Mia. And then it was like, the thing is though, there was no latecomer point, or like they didn't take us in on a latecomer point. I don't think we just went in like halfway through. Thank you for the music, and I was like, they're literally singing. Well, obviously I didn't do the job then, and I didn't know, but like.
So I'm going to ask you if we put this in like next week's video or something like that. But we talk about latecomers because I've got some funny latecomer stories.
Oh, okay.
Just in general for like just stories, but I don't have enough time right now to talk about them all.
I don't know what next week's episode is. Oh, yes, I do. It works. I'll tell you after. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so it was always the worst because you were like sweating and you also knew you were about to be sat in for the next hour, so you had to like prepare yourself mentally for that as well.
It was the latecomers.
Pick them all and run down and be like, go, go, go. And at the beginning, the doors were like really old and they would slam all the time, or they'd let a bunch of light in. And the person at the sound desk would get so pissed at us, like slamming the door ever slightly. I'm like,
it was.
But also the amount of people that just didn't close, like, so there's curtains on the outside of the auditorium to close in front of the doors, so people come in, the light doesn't come in with them. The amount of people that would forget would drive me insane, especially the secret gents in the Grand, because there are curtains. There are curtains there, and at one point in the show they really need to be closed because a fire officer comes through those doors, and there's a massive like Jesus moment, and like emits itself from the door. Oh, okay. Well, while from the Jesus moments section of the story, for the first month of my time at Les Mis, I was in the Grand Circle.
First night.
Huh?
This was our first night.
Yeah, this was our first opening night, and we had a whole week and a half of training, and every single day they were like, do not do a Jesus moment. Do not do it. Do not even think about doing it. Like, they told us how to like go through the door.
How to slide through the curtain.
And for some ungodly reason, the person I was paired with for the opening night, they swung the doors open, swung the curtains open, and paraded through with all the latecomers. And my heart
It was so good.
I wish I could have filmed it because it was a moment.
Basically,
also, I had no latecomers. She only had 2 latecomers, so I couldn't really help her out because they're around her side anyway. But just so you know.
There's like a quick explanation of what the Jesus moment is. Basically, you have the two curtains, and obviously you can open them in the middle, but that lets in all the light. So what you're meant to do is slide through the edge of the curtain, like get everyone to go through the edge of one of the curtains, so it's not letting all the light in. But yeah, she fully went and opened the curtains in the middle.
On some levels, there's this like nook kind of thing, so you can take them into, close the door behind you, and then open the curtains, or vice versa. But with the Grand, it literally is door, curtain.
Yes, yeah. Also, that door takes so long to close, which makes it worse.
But then also it goes like.
Yeah, it's really feathery. Like, it doesn't just, you can't just like pull it close if you're like, oh, you know, it doesn't do it.
But it was so bad, and it's the moments that really made me be like, wow, what have I done?
This job was so good. First night as well.
Still part two though, because I have so many other stories, and it's being honest.
I have a story about the Grand.
Go for it.
So basically, obviously renovated theatre, brill. We hadn't worked there before, so basically our opening night, apart from like one tiny time where we were taken in to have a mini tour, our opening night we were like learning the building, right? Learning the little nooks and crannies. And the Grand Circle, ma'am, those stairs are a death trap. They are so steep, it's ridiculous. And like, not steep as in like you have to launch yourself up them to get up. I'm not talking like that. It's just like the actual like vertical degree of the
like 45 degrees.
I don't think that's what you mean. I think you mean 90. Yeah. But anyway, it's horrendous. And it is so dark. Like, Les Mis is a dark show. The lighting is dark. So it's really hard to see. The Grand Circle, it's impossible. The amount of times any front of house member has fallen up or down those stairs is ridiculous.
I have done that.
I have done it so many more times going up, and one time I genuinely thought I'd broken my wrist for a sec. I was like sat on the usher's seat like, I can't feel my arm. Like, it was like numb. I was like, oh god, I can't do my job. What am I gonna do? Luckily I'm literally sat in doing nothing. At least I'm not carrying an ice cream tray.
Also like in the Grand, so you'd have to like run up. It was so funny because at the end of the show everyone was so desperate to go home because it's so late, we're all so tired. They would all like they'd dismiss breathing. And the only time I'd ever seen adults behave like children.
We ran up 3 flights of stairs to the Grand, but
like sprinted up the stairs.
The boys' changing room was in the bar, so they got up the 2 main flights of stairs and went round like up like 3 steps, and they were in the bar. They changed. It was tiny. They changed in the bar, but you know, ours were in the Grand toilets, so we had the 2 main flights of stairs, and then you get into the auditorium and you have to go up these steep stairs. And Lucy, our friend, full on planked it. That's not you. I don't know. Whatever. Stacked it up those stairs once, and she just sat there like, oh. It was so funny. It was so good. How are we for time? Because I still can't tell what we're doing.
I'm gonna say we should wrap up.
Oh,
I know it's really sad. I've got so many stories, but I feel like a part 2 is definitely necessary.
May, I'm so excited.
Also, sorry, carry on.
I was going to say I didn't even get to the second half of my receipt that I've got them written on, because that's what I do at work. I'm joking. I love retail. I do, actually, to be fair. I like the people interaction. Just sometimes it's not very busy.
No. Anywho, let's finish up. So thank you for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed, or even listen. Most of you probably listening.
Most of you are probably listening. Hello. I'm going to whisper in your ear. No, actually don't. No, I was joking. Don't do it.
Keep well. No, joking.
Stop it. I'm never listening to this episode ever.
I already spoke about the second job yet we had about front of house, or the other show I did front of house.
Oh my god. You've worked 3 shows and I've worked 2, and I mean, Jesus, what are we doing? One of them was in COVID as well. We got all the stories. Yay. But anyway, let us know. Do you know what? We have our Facebook page. So tweet us, Facebook message us, because there is a little button you can just boop and message us. DM us on Instagram. Like, we don't care. I say we. I run the Instagram and the Twitter and the Facebook. Although you're an admin on Facebook now.
I am. I also have the Instagram and the Twitter, but I don't tend to use them.
You just aren't logged in.
I'm not going to Instagram to change the password because you forgot it.
I know it. I told you it.
You haven't.
I did. Oh, maybe I didn't.
You changed. I'm going to tell you in the first video we do back, and I was like, brilliant, and you just never said it.
I'll tell you in a minute. So yes, feel free to tweet us, Instagram, DM us, message us on Facebook, like anything you want to see. If you want to just tell us how great we are, we're down for that too. And
deals.
We will be here every week for more episodes. So, and tell us any ideas, anything you want to see. That's the other thing I meant. I didn't mean to say.
Back season 2, and if you're new, welcome to the club.
Oh, welcome, new people. How exciting!
I've enjoyed this video. What about you?
I just want to talk like 3 hours.
We honestly could. Anyway,
we'll end up FaceTiming after this and discuss more. So yeah.
Anyway, so I'll see you later.
Au revoir.
Bye.
Bye.